mostly we got contracts, blah, blah, blah. But Deshaun Watson should hold out of Houston. Absolutely. I don't care what his contract is. Hold out. They lied to you. They're dysfunctional. And you've been hit so many times, they've probably taken a 30-year career and thrown it into a dumpster in Houston. So Chris Sims played in the NFL, has inside information, and Deshaun Watson and his agent, according to Sims, have drawn a line in the sand.
I've gotten some good information over the weekend by somebody I really trust that's connected with the situation. There's no way Deshaun Watson will play for the Houston Texans again. He will not do that. He is willing to sit out the year, from what I've been told, in this situation.
And he should. Let's think about this. From Deshaun Watson's perspective, top 5-6 quarterback in the league. He won't get less talented if he sits out. He won't get hurt if he sits out. He won't forget to play quarterback if he sits out. And he won't lose any market value if he sits out. Now let's go to the Houston Texans if he sits out. They'll be unwatchable. Their merchandise sales will absolutely plummet. Fourth place is guaranteed. The owner's franchise, frankly, probably loses value, and it won't be nearly as attractive a place for free agents to go. Who wants to go to an 0-16 or 1-15 team? Lots of teams and lots of general managers are going to want Deshaun Watson. Nobody wanted the Houston Texans job. Nobody. That's why they hired a 65-year-old coordinator or a 65-year-old coach who'd never been a coordinator. Nobody wanted the job. Deshaun Watson's played 4 years, probably has 5 to 6 peak years left. It's becoming very much an Andrew Luck situation. They took years off his career. He got hit too much. And I want you to think about this as well. Because I believe if Deshaun Watson sits out, they're going to have the worst coach and the worst quarterback situation in the league. So in the division, David Culley, the coach, is going to face Urban Meyer twice, Frank Reich twice, and Mike Vrabel twice. That's 6 games guaranteed he's outcoached. Houston also has the misfortune this year of facing the NFC West. So he'll face Pete Carroll, Kyle Shanahan, and Sean McVay, outcoached. They also have to face the AFC East, Sean McDermott, Brian Flores, and Bill Belichick, outcoached. Throw in Kevin Stefanski for Cleveland, excellent young coach. So I'm just saying minimum. I don't know if Robert Saleh can coach yet. I don't know. I don't know about Brandon Staley with the Chargers. They face them. I have no idea. I don't know what we call Cliff Kingsbury yet. I think he's got a year left. But minimum 13 of 16 games, Houston will be outcoached. And if Deshaun sits out, in 16 games, they'll be out-quarterbacked. Why should Deshaun Watson go into a gunfight with a straw? Why? He's not going to forget how to play football. He's not going to get hurt sitting out. He's not going to lose his market value. He's not going to... Why? Why in the world would you play? I'm not saying every time an individual has leverage over a corporation, they have to extract it. I mean, if you think your corporation's well run, you like the people, you feel you get support, you don't need to pinch every penny. You don't need to extract every inch of leverage. But if your corporation can't get it right, gave you a bad programmer, your content suffers, you don't have the protection, you don't have the support, tell me who's got leverage here. Deshaun Watson's got all the leverage in the world. What about a contract? What about it? I don't see him as a flashy guy who spends all his money. That doesn't appear to be his personality. I mean, everybody that talks about him is like, great dude, community, family, not some crazy guy out there. He's got all the leverage. And I'm not a guy that does this. I'm not a guy that, I don't believe when you have a contract, you should be this obstinate. But in this instance, look at the coaches they face this year. So Deshaun Watson's going into a gunfight with a spoon. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And I don't buy for a second that Houston won't take a phone call. I don't buy that for a second. There's always a deal to be made. Houston's going to lose market value, their merchandise sales, their ticket sales, fourth place. It's a disaster move. Get on the phone with Gruden, Belichick, Jets, get it done. All right, so this is kind of crazy. Tom Brady must have an amazing marriage. I mean, I have no reason to think it wouldn't be amazing. But this is a topper. So Tom Brady was asked about his preparation for the Super Bowl and his sort of focus, and he let this one out.
I think the football preparation's been easier. There's definitely, in a lot of ways, actually my family's been out of town for the last 6 days. They're not coming back in town until Saturday. So I really had an empty house for, will be 12 days leading up to the game. That's the most prep I've ever had. Could really focus on what I need to do from a football standpoint, have time to get my body right.
Tom Brady has a 22,000 square foot house with 7 to 8 bedrooms. He needed to be by himself. Honey, we'll be over in the right wing. No, I need more focus. Honey, we won't bother you at all. Folks, I've lived in a house that's 4,000 square feet. It's a nice house. This one's almost 6 times the size. So you could have parked my house in the garage of Tom Brady's house. And it wasn't enough. It's not enough space, honey. I don't have enough space. I need to be more alone and quieter in the house. This is an amazing marriage. If I suggested I needed 90 minutes of quiet to get a podcast done, I may get kicked out of the house. But now this sounds crazy, right? You're like, this guy's crazy. And I'm thinking to myself, it's Brady's the guy. LeBron's got this. He's always getting the edge. He's got the studio at home. He's got the fitness thing at home. He's got the Alex Guerrero. He's got his house to himself. I'm thinking, he's going to find one more edge as he gets older. As he gets older, he keeps finding an edge, an edge, an edge, an edge, an edge. And I thought to myself, would he really make the ultimate commitment? I'm not going to speak for women. I'll speak for men. Money matters. We often frame ourselves through that prism of money and success and professional greatness. You think this is crazy? And Tom's gotten every edge. He won't drink a beer in the season. Family has to leave for 12 days. What's the one edge teams have in the NFL that you only get it for about 4 years? Is when you draft a quarterback and he's on the rookie deal. Baker Mayfield. It's like an all-star team in Cleveland. I mean, literally, they have 2 great tight ends and 2 great receivers and 2 great running backs. You can only do that when a quarterback is on a rookie deal. That's how a Goff gets to the Super Bowl. Before they pay him, Russell Wilson, before they pay him. Remember the Seahawks brought on Cliff Averill and Percy Harvin and just be good. It's almost like situational players. Like just Percy Harvin played like in the Super Bowl. It was okay. They weren't paying Russell anything. Would Tom Brady, whose net worth, I looked it up, is $200 to $250 million. Giselle, his wife, has a net worth of $450 million. What if Tom Brady said, I want to be on a perpetual rookie quarterback contract? Don't pay me. How does it matter? Well, Jason Light's already an excellent drafter. I mean, if you go look at Tampa's history last 4 or 5 years, they draft really well. But it would give Tom the free agent edge over Rodgers and Russell Wilson and a Matt Stafford in L.A. It would give Brady the free agent edge. You're paying Aaron Rodgers $35. You're paying Russell Wilson $35. In a year, you're going to be paying Patrick Mahomes $29. Brady makes $4. And just says, this is what Tom does. I mean, doesn't it sound ridiculous? 8 bedrooms, 22,000 square feet. They left for 12 days. Is that any more ridiculous than just put me on a perpetual rookie quarterback contract? We have talent. My general manager's a great drafter of talent. Now we can cherry pick 3 free agents a year. The dude is like next level commitment. That would be, and he's taken pay cuts. So it's not like he hasn't considered this. When he was the best quarterback in his prime, he took pay cuts. Just something to think about. You think it's crazy what I'm suggesting? I'm saying 12,000 square feet, I need more silence, is even crazier. That's a heck of a marriage. Coming up next, a lot of times, thankfully I have the support of Joy Taylor, a shoulder to cry on. I am often mocked and poked by my critics, and a couple of days ago I merely suggested the Raiders could probably favor to get Deshaun. And you were mean to me. I appear to be right. That's next.